Good morning, everyone. Nice to have you joined us this morning on Eagles Eye right here on Nagri FM 88.7, bringing Kebi. My name is OJ Matthew, and this morning we shall be looking at the issue, the issue of suicide. Suicide is what we shall be looking at this lovely morning right here. Don't forget that yesterday was World Suicide Prevention Day, so that is why we shall be looking at this very important topic this morning. And we're having a special guest who, of course, will be, giving us his own thoughts on this matter this lovely morning. So wherever you are, a warm welcome to the program. So once more, my name is OJ Matthew. All right, so good morning, great listeners of Nagri FM 88.7, bringing KB. You're welcome to Eagles Eye, your number one weekday current affairs program that keeps watch over the issues that truly matter. Like the eagle that sees from afar, this show takes a sharp look at the burning matters shaping our dear KB state, Nigeria, and the world at large. From politics and governance to security, economy, health, and global development, we'll break it down, analyze it, and bring it closer to you. So every weekday, Eagles Eye gives you not just the news, but the meaning behind the news, holding leaders accountable, amplifying the voice of the people, and connecting local realities with global conversations. So stay tuned, stay informed, and let your voice be heard, because on Eagles Eye, we don't just watch the issues, we make sense of them for you. So every year on the 10th of September, organizations and communities around the world come together to raise awareness of how we can create a world where fewer people die by suicide. So of course, September 10 is recognized as World Suicide Prevention Day. So more than 720,000 people commit suicide every year, and many more attempt it, the World Health Organization has revealed. So that is why this morning we want to look at this topic. Should suicide attempts be treated as a crime or as a cry for help? And I'll be having Malan Muhammad Nasser Karofi, the KB State Director of the National Orientation Agency, joining me this morning to dissect this very important topic. So, the Director General of the World Health Organization, talking about Tedros Ghebreyesus, is calling for shifting the narrative on the issue to challenge harmful myths, reduce stigma, and foster compassionate conversations. And that is why the federal government of Nigeria yesterday made a pronouncement. And that is exactly what we shall be looking at today. So let's now go straight to the background of the topic. The federal government has announced plans to officially decriminalize attempted suicide in Nigeria by December 2025, that is this year. A major shift from a punishment to compassion in handling mental health challenges. The announcement was made in Abuja during a press briefing to mark World Suicide Prevention Day 2025 theme, Changing the Narrative on Suicide, Creating Hope Through Action. Currently, suicide attempts are criminalized under Section 327 and 231 of Nigeria's Criminal and Penal Codes, a law critics say has stopped many distressed individuals from seeking help. All right. Of course, yesterday, the minister or the federal government made pronouncement. So, but the new reform led by the National Taskforce on Decriminalisation of Attempted Suicide aims to reduce punishment with support, treatment, and awareness. Professor Muhammad Pate, Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, said evidence shows that with early intervention, access to care, and community support, lives can be saved. He confirmed that a draft amendment to the National Mental Health Act 2021 is ready and has been adopted by the ministry as Nigeria's official position. The moves comes as the World Health Organization warns that over 720,000 people die by suicide globally each year, making it the third leading cause of death among young people aged between 15 and 29. So, on Eagle's Eye this morning, we are asking, should suicide attempts be treated as a crime or as a cry for help? With Nigeria set to end jail terms for attempted suicide by December 2025, do you think this compassionate approach will save more lives, or could it encourage reckless behavior? This is what we'll be looking at this morning. So you can have your say 0813 538 2642. 0813 538 2642 is, of course, the number. And don't forget, very shortly, hopefully, we will be having the Kebbi State Director of the National Rotation Agency in person of Malam Muhammad Nasir Karofi. And once more, the topic is, should suicide attempts be treated as a crime or as a cry for help? Only yesterday in Kano State, an individual who traveled from Lagos to Kano, he actually traveled to see the popular Hausa musician in Kano, Rarara, and he has spent some days, and his attempt to see his beloved celebrity was not really possible for him, and he attempted suicide. It is no trending on social media, only for the police to come to his rescue, and the Kano State Police Command is, of course, saying that he'll be charged to court and all that. So that is what is, of course, preempting this topic this morning. A lot of people are attempting to commit suicide or have committed suicide. In fact, the United Nations say about 720,000 people commit suicide yearly. And so what could be the reason? How do we stop it? And how do you see the attempts of the federal government, the Nigerian government, to decriminalize suicide in Nigeria? So should suicide attempts be treated as a crime or as a cry for help? As we await our guests, let's allow you to join the conversation very, very quickly. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome. All right, Emeka, nice having you on the program this morning.
Yes, my contribution to this program is, I think it's a right step at the right direction. Decriminalizing the issue of suicide attempt. Now, I also believe that somebody in his right senses cannot try to commit suicide. So it should be treated, suicide attempt should be treated as a mental problem, psychological problem. There are those who are passing through psychological effects that they think the only way out is suicide. So government trying to prosecute somebody who tried to commit suicide and the person is safe. I think it's a wrong mistake that they have done in the past. So if they are correcting it now, I think we are going at the right direction. Because you and I now, as we are talking now, I don't think that is that situations that will come. And the person will say, let's end this thing here, instead of passing through those situations. So what I'm saying is that any man or woman, any person who tries to commit suicide, he was not doing it as a result of mental problem or a psychological problem. So the only thing they need to do is to treat it. Let the person go through psychologists and encourage that person and find out the way out. There are so many things that we are criminalizing in this country that it's not worth it. There was a time I heard that a medical doctor in Lagos committed suicide. This guy, they said he's one of the best. He's even a consultant. But the position he applied, He's the most qualified, but because he's a sickle cell patient, they refuse to give him that position.
Wow.
And the only way to end it up after so many attempts that he has done is to end the whole life. So what is life there? So imagine a medical doctor, a consultant committing suicide. You think it's something normal? It is not.
Wow.
So please, the government should fast. In fact, taking it in December is too late. And this person you are saying that they have arrested in Kanu, government should ask them to release him immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
Let them think, okay, if he has come to see everything, and all his efforts all the way from Lagos to Kanu, imagine how much he must have paid from Lagos to Kanu. Because he's somebody that he loves and he is denied that opportunity. Still, I'm appealing to those who are attempting it. Suicide is not the way out. Because that thing you feel you cannot achieve today, tomorrow is there for you to achieve it. If God give you health and life. So no need for anybody to try to go and commit. I'm appealing to all of us. Suicide is not the way out. But should anybody think it is the way out and is being safe, he should be treated with caution and love. And encourage him to live his life the way he should live it. Thank you.
All right, many thanks. We appreciate your contribution. I will be opening the phone line one more time. And so please just keep your calls coming for now, because we already have our guest in the studio, in person of Malam Muhammad Nasser Karufi, the KB State Director of the National Orientation Agency, here with me in the studio. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to Mr. Oji, and good morning, listeners.
Yes, it's nice, having you this morning on the show. Yesterday was actually World Suicide Prevention Day. And the federal government said they actually want to decriminalize suicide in the country. And that will be done in December. So there is this issue of awareness that was raised. Even the World Health Organization, WHO, raised the issue of awareness and so on and so forth. So that is the main reason why you coming here this morning is a very, very important thing, because it is your duty to create the awareness.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
So why do people, from your own perspective and from the perspective of the National Orientation Agency, why do people commit suicide in our society, for instance?
Thank you very much. Let me take it from not the angle of medical perspectives, but societal perspective. Suicide is when you desire to have something and you think you will not be able to have it, and the next thing is for you to cut your life short. Oftentimes, as simple as small frustrations can lead to suicide if there is no awareness of the implications of allowing small things to grow. Now, you have a frustration, you think the solution is not in sight, is not near, or is impossible, and you do not have anybody close by, because that is the prevention that we are talking about.
Yes.
Prevention in the sense that someone who notices this kind of thoughts in you, suicidal thoughts, should help you, tell you, just the way the last speaker had begun to explain, that it's not the end of life. It's not everything that someone desires that you must get.
You must get, yeah.
Or any achievement that you feel it's your portion and you must realize it. So that thoughts, someone who is close to you should be able to identify this, or should be able to observe this, and should be able to guide you properly. Emotions are something that one person, the person who is affected, may not be able to control it within the shortest time.
Yes.
So it is when someone feels, there is this thoughts in someone, and he begin to take it serious. Sometimes people might even utter it out. I feel like I feel like killing myself. And people would take it lightly. Oh, it's nothing. He's just frustrated. But you didn't know that right inside there is an instinct that is moving that person to go the way he thought is the solution. He didn't guess. Here in Kebi, I remember a time when someone was given a dowry. he want to marry, and the money that was to be paid as dowry, when he heard the amount, 50,000, then how much is 50,000?
Yeah.
And he felt he cannot realize that money to contract the marriage, and he ended his life.
Wow, because of marriage.
Because of marriage.
Not
even because the lady could not, the lady is not interested in him, but because of the condition, which is money that he's supposed to raise. Someone could have told him, if you are a Muslim, there is a way around it.
Yes.
Do you understand? You might not pay now, you can pay later, if there are other options.
Yes.
But if you are not aware of options that you might have, you understand, even canceling the project is worth more than your life.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the prevention aspect of it is for people to get to be their brother's keeper, to observe, and to never take suicidal thoughts gently. People should never take it as it is not a serious matter. There are signs and symptoms even in medical terms that the doctors will tell you, psychologists will tell you, when you see somebody going this way, he is having suicidal thoughts. So the awareness that people need to know that they need the support of someone who is close by will be the game changer.
Okay. Now, the federal government's no step towards reform is being hailed as a lifeline of hope, aiming to end stigma, encourage people to seek help and save life. So, what is it coming too late? Is this approach coming too late?
It's not too late. Like I told you, the awareness is very, very important. When we get to know what are the sources at individual level, at government level, at community level, there are frustrations that can lead to the stigma they are talking about. When someone begins to talk about his personal life that could propel him to suicidal thoughts, people stigmatize him. People feel we don't take mental health serious, and that is part of it. Somebody might be frustrated with the government itself. For instance, the government is supposed to provide certain amenities, certain protections. When that was not achieved, someone might be frustrated and his anger may be directed at the government itself. So, like agency of ours, that is what we are doing to mitigate this. If you feel government should do everything for you, there are certain things that government can do for you. There are certain things that you need to help the government to achieve that. You'll be part. That's why in the issue of security, we say security is everybody's business.
Yes.
But someone will feel, no, the primary responsibility of government is to protect life and property. But you have to play your own part. And when that is not achieved, it could affect the possibility or the chances of the government to come in. Now, you want to say army, police, everybody knows their number is not adequate. Information, they require information. Rapid response, if they don't have the tools, there are a lot of frustration, but people need to know at what level can something be achieved and at what level we have to exercise patience. Do you understand? Knowing this will help the society know their limitations, no constraints of the government. But if there is no this awareness, no this kind of engagement for people to know, that level of frustration from the government side might happen. You have a brother who you think should help you, and he is not willing to help you.
Yeah.
Somebody should guide you. Please don't depend entirely on a brother. Go and strive and forget about, that kind of guidance will help you at individual level. At community level, you have a disease condition that you think you need support of the entire community or at least people around you.
Yeah.
They now stigmatize against it. Against you, and people might be thinking of that suicidal thought. So, what am I? Am I relevant to the community? Do I have anything to offer? If I can't, I think I better take my life away. Do you understand? So, these are the kind of things that awareness can help soothe those tensions and then ensure that we come back to our senses and respect the destiny and assist ourselves to shape that destiny. Instead of fighting the destiny or losing hope entirely in terms of you despair and you think you should take your life.
Okay, let's try and localize it now. do you have data of this situation, suicide cases here in KB State?
Not really. But honestly, I wasn't so much prepared with I could have gotten that data, but we know it is very insignificant here compared to other, because there are some, if they have not reported, it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yes.
And suicidal thought does not mean only when someone hanged himself. You can starve to death. You can starve yourself to death. It's also suicide. You can engage in what do you call it? A psychological deep thinking that will affect all your system, and you lose your life in the process.
Yes.
Tension can kill. It's also suicide. Do you understand?
Yes.
It doesn't mean you have to take a rope and tie your neck to become a suicide. So there are a lot of those frustrations. Some might be unreported, but if you look at the reported cases, we don't usually have it much here in KB.
Okay, so that is the problem. It's the unreported cases
Exactly.
of suicide and all that. And what could be the cause why it is unreported in our society?
Yeah, because like I said, it is only when an action taken that people determine, or people feel, oh, this is a suicide, I have hanged myself. Someone might just go into a room, drink something, kill himself. If there is no other evidence to say, oh, he has drunk something like pia or whatever they call it, do you understand? They will say, oh, it's suicide. But like I said, you can go in, starve yourself, not with knife, I mean starvation. Do not eat, do not drink, do not do anything, and you end up killing yourself, and people might not know that it is suicide. Okay. And it may be reported as such.
Yes, it's true.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Any bodily harm to yourself, not necessarily using objects, is also suicide. If you have not allowed natural causes to take itself, you induce it by whatever means and kill yourself, it is also suicide.
Yeah. Okay. Of course, if you are just joining us, this is Eagle's Eye right on Negri FM 88.7 bringing KB. Yes, I have with me the NOA State Director right here in KB State, in person of Malam Muhammad Nasir Kurafi, who of course is dissecting this situation. And we have some comments already on Facebook and all that, so we are going to acknowledge all those comments, so that the director will react to them, and of course your calls too will be coming. Will allow you to call in so that you can have your say on the program. Now, director, there's this issue of limiting access to the means of suicide. That some concerned individuals, organizations have raised. Okay, that is like access to pesticides, firearms, and so on and so forth. Should there be a policy towards that?
Yes, a policy can help. For instance, proliferation of small arms.
Okay.
It can help. But you have mentioned something very important, that people feel it is a readily item that they can use to commit suicide. That is the pesticides. Now, somebody come to buy pesticide from you. You will never think he is going to
commit suicide.
Yes. With it. And some you might even, everybody is saying, don't keep pesticides where children, play around with it. All of those restrictions. But it doesn't mean those kind of regulations can entirely eliminate it. But the ones that can inflict, for instance, now a rope. Someone, when we may not know, from his own clothes, you can tear the cloth and make a rope and
tie it on the ceiling.
You understand? So the best bet for this prevention is duty of care. Like the National Orientation Agency is promoting this under the National Charter. Do you understand? So duty of care is when someone care about his own neighbor, care about his own compatriot citizen. You understand? Not only your relation, not only your neighbor. Have that duty of care. You understand?
Yes.
Check on your neighbor. Look at the mental health. You understand? Some might come to complain to you, my children haven't eaten all this well. And you think, oh, the economy is biting on everybody. Please just go and take care of yourself. Yeah. Even if you do not have the money to give, the food to give, palatable words, encouraging words,
empathy.
Empathy, do you understand, can help mitigate some of this. So we are in their situation. The society need to help each other. The society need to reduce that stigma of if someone is in their need or someone is in a situation, you don't give a damn about it. We need to be our brother's keepers. Then regulation of items that can help us commit suicide immediately, like the firearms, weaponry, and even sharp knives. It will just be a domestic or not written code to say, oh, please keep away everything that you can use it as to inflict harm on each other. So that one might not be a written law, but society with awareness, they'll be able to help themselves. If you are in a household where someone is having these tendencies or suicidal thoughts, you keep away all of these items that are around him. So nobody will come to say that we will crucify you if you don't. Do you understand? Because nobody knows when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if that conscience is there, if that awareness is there, people should be watching out for this kind of thoughts, and they should not allow someone to be alone. Loneliness is part of it. They should take it seriously. They should encourage the person to seek guidance, to seek psychological support. Do you understand? This might help. Sometimes the law might not be very enforceable when it comes to this kind of activities that are controlling it is in the hands of so many.
Okay, now before we open the phone lines and then react to some, he came to Kano to see the popular Hausa musician Rarara. I don't know if you know him.
Rarara, yes,
okay, and he, according to him, he traveled away from Lagos, trekked all the way from Lagos to Kano or so, and his attempt to see this musician failed for about 12 days or so. Though yesterday he decided to say, okay, a situation. Although the Kano State Police Command is saying that, look, we will prosecute this person, but perhaps as far as the law is concerned, yes, I think the police have the right to prosecute the person based on the current realities. So what do you make of people, youths, who adore the celebrities and all that?
Like I said from the beginning, something starts small and grew. When he was making that comment to say, oh, I adore this person because he's a celebrity, I like him even better than my life, I can take my life for him, people might take it for granted. Do you understand? He was there for how many days? He could have gotten someone who will guide him. Look, what will it mean to you if eventually you see him?
Maybe satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
You just want to meet him.
Now, if you can't meet him, exercise patience. Guide him. Even report to the police.
You report to the police that you want to see a certain celebrity?
No. Okay. I mean, when you see this kind of
individual,
don't take it lightly. You can report where he can be guided properly. That is why you see someone will say, "I will climb a mast to kill myself,"
and that's exactly what he did yesterday.
Some people will be seen when he was climbing and they will not talk until when he got to where they have to bring a rescue team. They have to begin to plead and do the things that ordinarily someone could have done before he got into that stage. So the bottom line, like I always say, is for people to be their brother's keepers, get concerned. Some people will come to say a readiness to cross the road for them to get killed.
Yes.
Do you understand? Someone might be around, but he wouldn't know. He wouldn't help. But we have seen instances where such attempts were made, and then people will now come in, interject, and spare the person's life. You remember the people that were reported to have gotten to what's the name of this bridge in Lagos?
The Third Mainland Bridge.
Third Mainland Bridge. Someone will be attempting to cross. wanting to jump into the river. It takes a lot of efforts, pleadings for them to get. Professionals are there who are trained to lure the person to stop. But it has to take a step by individuals, society, before it progresses to where you require such kind of assistance. But by and large, people should talk to themselves. Frustration is number one. And some of these frustrations are out of context, in the sense that they are avoidable.
Wow.
Giving correct information, correct guidance, correct awareness. Some of these things are very, very avoidable.
All right. Thank you very much, Malam Karufi, the State Director of the National Rotation Agency. We'll come back to you very shortly because we want to get interactive. I know some of our listeners out there are itching to contribute to the program, and some are already on the social media, sending comments. So we'll try and acknowledge those messages for you. So you can call in now, 0813 538 2642. 0813 538 2642 is the studio line to call and be part of the program. Yes, we are looking at the topic: should suicide attempts be treated as a crime or as a cry for help? And Malam Mohammed Nasir Karufi, the KB State Director of the National Rotation Agency, is here with us. So let's quickly acknowledge some messages that we have. And I have Austin Agabi. Thank you very much, Austin Agabi, for sending in this message. He said, "Hello, OJ, nice to see you. Our legislations should support legislations should support citizens and create awareness on how to support our citizens from thinking of suicide as an option." All right, thank you very, very much, and this to buttress your point. Yes, and yes, I have another message. I hope we get the message. Okay. This is from Jeremiah Promise. Jeremiah Promise Ocheme. He says, "OJ, I feel excited seeing you this morning on radio again. This time is my region. This station, okay, has indeed harvested." Okay, I think he's trying to talk about this. Okay, thank you very much, Jeremiah. All right, okay, so call in if you can. 0813 538 2642. 0813 538 2642. What do you make of the issue of suicide now that the Nigerian government is trying to decriminalize suicide in Nigeria? Do you think it's a right step in the right direction? Now, sir, while we wait for those calls to come in, it appears that suicide does not just occur in high-income countries alone. It also occurs in low-income countries. Why do we have this situation?
You see, I have mentioned it. Majorly, the source of it, particularly in developing countries, is frustration.
Yes, sorry, please. We have a caller, so that's just hold your thoughts there. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, I think we missed that call there. Please do call back if you can. Do call back. Let me repeat the phone line once more. 0813 538 2642. 0813 538 2642 is the line to call. Okay, so I actually stopped you from having your thought on the issue of whether that is not just in high income countries, also in low income countries like ours.
Yeah. You see, like I said, is usually people not trying to distinguish between what they want and what they need. Do you understand?
Yes.
When you're not able to distinguish between what actually you need and what we want, you'll be having frustrations. It can be at personal level. It even be at institutional level. that is hoping from government. Someone will kill himself because he was not able to secure a job. He will now feel it is government not providing that job for him. Family support. I want to get married. I want to own a house. I couldn't get it. I needed a family support and I couldn't get it. Then in the Western world, such frustrations are even they have their own different. You may think as trivial as something that is not even a need, is not even a want, is something that just crazy, and somebody will tell you he will kill himself. And in other places, it will be like, for instance, in China, you are facing corruption charges. You feel you will be disgraced if eventually you are. Then legal systems, even society. Someone who is in high standing and he committed something very belittling, he doesn't want people to get to know about it. Shameful acts and the rest of them. But here, mostly of the society we are.
The lack of support system.
Lack of support system. So I agree with the person who is saying the government should focus more on legislations that will support the happiness of the people.
Okay, now if the government decriminalize suicide attempts, now don't you think it will bring about reckless behavior?
It is not. You know why? Before now, when it was criminalized, what will happen? If it's only when you have something at stake, do you understand? You are a civil servant, you are a government worker, you kill yourself. Then if it is criminalized, some entitlements, you will not be able to get them. Even at social level, you will not be able to get some things that an ordinary person who passed away would get, because sometimes they will say, let them try even your corpse. Wow. You understand? If it is criminalized, you are not supposed to take on your life because it's criminal. But again, to me, doing that will not even help the system. Like you said, it might encourage people to do, even when it is criminalized. How does that change anything? The focus should be on creating awareness that people should have other options than killing themselves. People should realize, or should immediately identify sources of this kind of frustrations that will lead them to suicidal thoughts. Families should support each other. Countrymen should support their fellow citizens, not just anybody you see with suicidal thought and you take it lightly. Support the people. The frustration is real. The psychological, mental health issues are there, but very insignificantly acknowledged. Do you understand? So the sooner we realize it, the better that we need to support each other. But it is for the citizens. Like I said, I am representing the National Orientation Agency. Yes. Our own is to guide the people, but we will collect the feedback whether they are interested in seeing decriminalizing the suicide, and what implication will it have to the society.
Okay. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How's it?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
My name is Abdullah Liman.
Okay.
I've been with you through. I heard all that has been said, which is okay. But let me put it in this way. I think if the government may look at it as a criminal issue, I think it will go a long way in solving this problem. The person who committed suicide, who wants to commit suicide, has already done it. He is gone. The major problem are two. One, the immediate community. You could see now, somebody, if a child or a youth or any other person could be in a problem, he may seem depressed. Unfortunately, the able people around there will never call on him to find out what's happening to him. Hey, gentlemen, what's going on? He has nobody to share his idea with. He has nobody to share his problems with. He has nobody to guide him. That is on the communal area. Even the cluster of people there, they say, well, leave him. That's his own business. And as for the government, the same thing happened. What equipment has the government given to National Orientation Agency to go through this thing in terms of giving informal guidance and counseling or career counseling throughout our villages and towns? The government is just saying it. National Orientation Agency has the responsibility to do all this. But do they have the required equipment to do it? Do they have enough personnel to do it? So you see, the government is even encouraging all this thing because of depression. People are pressed now. So if, for instance, the person around, you have a rich man around your area and he sees a child who is weak or who is whatever, they call on him. Unfortunately, they don't do it. But could there be any incident of suicide? Then the immediate people to be arrested are the friends. They must know what is happening about that child, followed by the parents, then the community around. If they are able to go deep down to the root of his problem, many of them will be arrested, or many of them will be prosecuted. So they should be questioned, they should be called upon to answer some questions by the police. I think if we do that one, it will go a long way. That's sample it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Our last caller is saying that it should still be criminalized, but in this case, not the victim, it's the relatives around the person. But what the government is saying, no, that in case someone has not taken his life but attempted to take his life, currently the law says you have to be tried.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is usually how many people have been tried upon attempts, because mostly suicide attempts, if not somebody might be, I want to commit and I don't want to commit, you understand, but those that are actually willing to commit suicide and they had the best opportunity, you understand, they commit the suicide.
They commit suicide and
what do you have to try? Do you understand?
Yes.
It's for, like he has just said, is for the people who are living to take lesson from it. But people who are drifting to depression and then getting to the suicidal thoughts, all of these things will not come their way.
Okay, now.
So they require someone to support them. And that is where the duty of care comes about. And that is where the role of community comes, into play.
And talking about roles, sir.
Yes.
What would then be the role of religious leaders?
Yeah. The roles of religious leaders is also very significant in this regard. The way it is structured now, people go to school to learn the religion. We have sermons, and sermons are topical. When you have an issue, that is when the sermon will focus on those issues.
Yes.
So now that it is awareness creation period, maybe the next step the National Orientation Agency will take is to engage with the imams, the religious leaders, and bring this to their attention. Please include this in your sermons, that the world is creating awareness about this. What are the religious perspectives of someone who takes his own life? God has ordained those in whichever structure, in the scriptures, we know the Islam and the religion, even in the natural way. You understand? So we will task the traditional, the religious leaders to play their own part by conscientizing people. No religion promotes this kind of attitude. It's just instinct. Someone, like I said, you are not able to distinguish between what you need and what you want. Someone who is coming to say the satisfaction of, I have seen a celebrity. For what? That you will want to end your life because you are not able to see a celebrity. But God has designed our body in that manner that satisfaction, you feel that is what you want. That actually is not what you need. Wow. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So except when people are able to realize this, that is why no religion will encourage you. If I can't marry this lady, I must kill myself. If I can't marry this man, I must kill myself. For what? Can't you have options? The religion has given you options. Your life is better than anything. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, I agree with you. The religious leaders also have to be engaged in this regard. Let them help us, raise that awareness. The society, the way we are doing here, we'll continue to engage with them. This duty of care is very, very important than the law that will say let's prosecute who attempted suicide. What else you are adding to the frustration? But let us guide the people so that they won't go to that path of suicidal thoughts.
Okay. All right. And finally, before we call it a day, has the media actually reported suicide cases responsibly? Because that is causing a lot of debates.
That is it. Majorly is to say it has happened. Lessons from how it happens is just, like I said, discussions around this now usually don't trail reports of suicide. Sometimes they will just want to be in the news. Someone has killed himself. For instance, now, the reference point we are trying to make of the Kano person. I remember some few weeks ago or months ago, there was another one who it took a lot of effort before they could bring him down from a mast.
I think it was in Bauchi also.
Something like that. So, all of these things, sometimes they will just report it to say it has happened. Just miraculously, or stories that are so catchy within the week, this has happened. But what trails it after? Are we taking any lesson from it?
What is the condition of the person
What is the condition of the person afterwards? Was he rehabilitated? You understand? The media might not follow up with that, but it should be something that when it was reported, the society should take interest in it. Parents should take interest in it, talking to their children, trying to to go the way of encouraging people to, like I said, distinguish what actually they need and what is their want. Parental guidance is very, very important. The school environment should also don't take these things. They should take it very serious. As ordinary as someone who is demoted, he gets frustrated.
Yeah,
he goes out of the school, and if you don't take time, nowadays, if the suicide, maybe one advantage of criminalizing it is when you see what has happened to someone or what it did, then the law will discourage others who are living from
to serve as deterrent.
Yeah. But actually, promoting happiness of the people, the society should be their brothers keepers, should always be our advice, so that we will minimize or we will reduce the rate at which these things are happening, rather than taking action when they happen.
All right. Thank you very, very, very much. We actually appreciate your insights this morning on this topic, on suicide prevention in our country. Many thanks, Malam Muhammad Nasir Korafi.
Thank you so much
for
having me.
All right. And Malam Muhammad Nasir Korafi is the Kebbi State Director of the National Orientation Agency. And of course, he has said a whole lot. And we know that the NOA will, from here, step up the awareness and all that.
Inshallah. We are currently on a public enlightenment.
You have a whole lot. The voter registration is there. Exactly. This one has that joint.
Exactly.
So many.
Flood issue, security issue, all of that. We'll continue to bring all topical issues and then engage the public through the media, through the face-to-face interactions. Our officers of the local government are already on the district head palaces and secondary schools, primary schools. And here we are also making an attempt to reach out to tertiary institutions, all with a bid to keep the society informed, engaged, and mobilized to be part of the Nigerian project.
All right. So thank you very, very much. So, and yes, I've been speaking with Mala Muhammad Nasir Korafi, Kebbi State Director of the National Orientation Agency, and we've looked at the topic: should suicide attempts be treated as a crime or as a cry for help? This is as a result of the federal government saying in December this year, Nigeria will decriminalize suicide attempts. So for those, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for calling in. For those of you called in and attempting to call in, we are sorry. We want to appreciate you. For those who actually sent a message via our social media handle, Facebook, thank you very, very much. We appreciate that. Eagle's Eye will make a return same time tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. So join us then. I'll also bring you another interesting topic that affects us as citizens of Kebbi State, Nigeria, and of course, as citizens of the world. God bless you. Bye-bye. My name is OJ Matthew, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.